This is Hannibal from thehannibaltv.com, and I'm with WWE Hall of Famer, the Matador, Tito Santana. How are you doing today, sir?
Doing fantastic, Hannibal. Thank you for having me here.
Well, we're the #1 pro wrestling YouTube channel in Canada, and you're a former CFL player. Do you want to tell us a little bit about your CFL career?
Well, I spent a year and a half there, and it was a great experience. I loved living in BC. Played for the BC Lions, and it was a great experience. And then from there, it took me to professional wrestling, and I kept going to Canada, and I love the Canadian fans, both in football and wrestling.
What are your thoughts on the XFL?
I don't think it's going to cut it. Personally, the NFL is so strong, and I think people would prefer to see the NFL or the Canadian League, before the XFL. Who knows? I mean, I just don't think it's going to make it.
Luckily for the CFL, apparently they're still going to be paying their players more than the XFL players, so it might keep our product a little stronger.
Well, the CFL is established. It's got its backings. They're established. The XFL, they're not established. They've given it a shot already, and all of a sudden they were gone, and they have to draw. They don't have. They got to hit a home run right off the bat.
Now, when you would return to wrestle for WWE in Vancouver, did any of the fans remember you? I know you used to wrestle or play football under your real name.
Yeah, there was some of the players that would stop by and see me in some of the matches. I think it was, as far as the fans go, having a different name, a lot of people didn't even recognize me as Tito Santana. And yeah, I think it's a different fan base, so I had my football fans, and then I had my wrestling fans.
And you had a couple classic matches with Greg Valentine in Canada. I remember the one from the London Gardens. Is there any city in particular in Canada you liked wrestling in the most?
Well, probably Toronto. The fans were crazy, and because that's probably where I wrestled the most, and the more you wrestle in a place, the more fans you get behind you, and I had a lot of fans in Toronto. I came to BC only about 2 or 3 times in my career. I wrestled in Montreal a few times, which were great fans too. I wrestled in Calgary. But Toronto was the main. Almost like wrestling in Madison Square Garden.
And you were on the first 9 Wrestlemanias, I believe. Which Wrestlemania was your favorite?
Well, I'd have to say it was Wrestlemania 1. None of us had any clue how big it was going to get. Being the opening match on Wrestlemania 1, now it's something that means a lot, and I'm really proud to say that I was on the first 9 Wrestlemanias.
And you're still stepping into the ring now, from what I understand.
Yeah, I step into the ring. I don't do anywhere near as much as what I used to do, but the fans just enjoy seeing me getting in the ring and doing a few moves, and I still enjoy it. Doesn't get old.
And you're also teaching, from what I understand, as well, so you've led a pretty busy life.
Yes, I've been teaching, and before I became a professional wrestler or played pro football, I had my degree in teaching, and it was the best thing that I ever did, was to have something to fall back on. I've been teaching for 23 years, and it's been very rewarding to me.
Do you have any social media or anywhere where fans could follow you online?
Well, I'm on Facebook, and as a matter of fact, I have a book coming out probably in a couple of weeks by the title of Don't Call Me Chico. A lot of people remember that Jesse the Body used to call me, "Hey, Chico," and it's gonna. They can pre-order my book now on TitoSantana.com. So looking forward to see where that book goes.
And you wrestled for me once in Canada. You probably don't remember this, but back in Alberta in 2007, you wrestled Jim Neidhart, and he ended up giving you a headbutt in the balls. Do you have any recollection of that match?
Yes, I do. Jim wasn't an easy guy to wrestle, Especially he'd come into the ring sometimes, where he wasn't all there, and he was dangerous because he was so powerful. But I do remember the nut shot.
Well, thanks a lot for talking to us, and it's been a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you, Hannibal. Arriba!